Monday, June 2nd. Welcome in to another episode of Daily Dingers brought to you by Better in Green. We have hit June, getting closer and closer to halfway through the MLB season. The true dog days of summer are quickly approaching here, as today we just have a 7-game MLB slate. And that's really it. We have some tennis going on, but no NBA or NHL playoffs, no WNBA, no soccer to speak of. So really getting into the long stretch of what is June and July here. Off a 3-0 show last episode, which was all the way back last Thursday. Again, no show on Friday. Was out of town, but nice 3-0 day with 2+ money winners. We hit the Nerfy in, I believe it was the Braves and Phillies. We hit the Tampa Bay Rays at even money, or even odds money line, and we hit the Nationals even odds money line as well. So ended up going 5-4 for the show last week, but a couple of plus money winners gets us a couple of units there. So looking to continue that momentum here, like I said, on Monday. Again, only a 7-game slate. Apologize for getting this show out a little bit later today. Sat down to film it and saw the news of Frank Ragnow retiring from the NFL. Had to get a quick video out for that. So without further ado, let's get right into the plays here. First game we're looking at 7:10 Eastern start time. The Los Angeles Angels heading to Boston to play the Red Sox. Red Sox right around a -150. Home favorite. You can get right around plus 125 on the Angels. Bummed that I have not been fading the Angels on this losing streak here. They have lost 7 of their last 8. I faded them back on May 23rd in their first game against the Marlins. They won that game and have lost 7 of 8 since then, and I have not bet against them in any of them. So disappointed that I have not jumped on the fading the Angels train during this stretch, but I have been very selective in baseball this season. I've only given out 51 plays, so I just don't fire away quite as much as maybe I should here, but I am looking at the Angels to bounce back and get a win today. I really like the spot for them. Coming off a loss to the Guardians, lost that series 2-1 after going up with a win in the first game of that series. Now, without a day of rest, they do have to travel up to Boston from Cleveland. Not a terribly far travel. They're already acclimated to the Eastern time zone here. So I think, after losing the 2 games, finishing a road trip strong, I think they're focused. Boston's really kind of been struggling themselves as of late. But in their most recent series, they did take 2 of 3 against the Atlanta Braves on the road. Made it a 2-4 road trip after getting swept by the Red Hot Brewers before that. Now they come back home. First game of a homestand, only a 3-game homestand before heading up to New York to play their rival Yankees. So a bit of a look-ahead series on deck for Boston. No day of rest, coming back from Atlanta to Boston. Love fading that team first game back home. You're getting a plus 125 on the Angels. I like that price tag. I'm going to take a stab. Angels money line plus 125. 7:40 Eastern time. My Detroit Tigers heading to Chicago to face the White Sox in what is the first of a 4-game series here. Detroit all the way up to a minus right around 230 money line on the road. White Sox coming back right around plus 195 for their money line. And we're going to play the White Sox, but we're going to take that plus 1.5 run. You can get it right around like plus 115 right now. So beautiful price on the plus 1.5. And I've faded the Tigers multiple times on the run line. I've taken the White Sox a couple times on the run line, and it's kind of the sweet spot for both teams for me here. Tigers like to win by 1 run. Sox like to lose by 1 run. You're getting the plus money. I like it quite a bit. Tigers are off a series win on the road against Kansas City. They took 2 of the 3 from the Royals, ended up grinding out a 1-0 victory yesterday in that finale. Now travel to Chicago. Yes, it is a divisional matchup here, but Kansas City was the team they were more focused on of the back-to-back divisional series, and I think they could kind of let up a little bit here against the White Sox in their first game. Meanwhile, the White Sox coming off being swept by the Orioles. Now they do come back home after a road trip where they only went 1-5. I don't love that, but they've been playing teams really tight. Um, Lost to the Mets by 1 and then by 2 before beating the Mets, and then lost to the Orioles by 1, 2, and 1 again. So really staying in these games, playing really close ball games. Like I said, they love losing by 1 run or 2 in a couple of those. Tigers love winning by a run. I think the Tigers could kind of overlook the White Sox here, as the White Sox sitting at just 18-41. And on the mound, you have Jack Flaherty going for the Tigers. You have Jonathan Cannon going for the White Sox. Flaherty really has kind of struggled this season. He's getting a few wins as of late. He's 3-6 on the year with a 3.94 ERA, 1.11 WHIP, 72 Ks to just 19 walks. But really has not been the same pitcher that we were used to seeing last season. And I think he's still getting a little too much respect on his name. And I just think the price is quite out of whack with Flaherty on the mound here. So at a nice plus 115 price on the 1.5 runs, yeah, I like that play quite a bit. Sox plus 1.5. I think it's a closer game here in Chicago for game 1. And the final play that we'll talk about today, the San Diego Padres heading to San Francisco for a 4-game divisional series against the Giants. Giants are minus 175 money line here, plus 150 for San Diego. And I'm looking at the Padres. I don't love this game. I don't believe this will be a play. If it does keep creeping up where I can get a plus 1.5, closer to minus 120, 125, I might look to play San Diego that way. As of now, though, that plus 1.5 is right around minus 145, so I don't think we're going to get there. But I like the situation here for the Padres. Really struggled in mid to late June, but they've rattled off now 5 of their last 7, getting some nice wins. Now, they were at home. They were playing the Marlins and the Pirates, so not the best of competition. They did also get a road win against the Braves last week. But building some positive momentum after dropping 5 or 6 games in a row in mid-May. Now they head to San Francisco, their first road trip after building all that momentum at home. Divisional game here, staying in the state of California, not a far travel whatsoever. So I think it's a good focus spot. It's a 7-day road trip for them from San Francisco, then heading to Milwaukee. Love the focus spot for the Padres, building the momentum at home. Meanwhile, you have the Giants coming first game back home off of their road trip, and they were down in Miami yesterday. So extremely far travel. They've been on the road for 9 games in a row. They were at Washington, at Detroit, at Miami, all East Coast. Now they have to travel back west. First time back home in a long time to play these Padres here, who are building some of that momentum. And the Giants are off a series win. They beat the Marlins 2-1 in that series. So, I'm not going to say they're going to come in feeling good about themselves. They got swept by the Tigers the series before that, struggled against the Nationals, but just don't love the spot whatsoever for the Giants. You're getting a really nice price on the Padres here. So I'm looking for the Padres money line, or if you can get the plus 1.5 at, excuse me, at a decent price, I would look to go that way as well. Just to recap, we have the Angels plus 125 money line, White Sox plus 1.5 runs, plus 115, and the Padres plus 145 on the money line. Dogs are barking on the shortened 7-game slate here. That will wrap it for Monday's episode of Daily Dingers. As always, guys, if you enjoy the content, please like, please subscribe, please leave me a comment. We will see you in Tuesday's episode. Hope you have a profitable night on this short slate, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys.